Good morning, everyone, from a bunker in northern New Jersey. Obviously, it's not a bunker because you can see light. Um, the thought came to me, being that I totally don't comprehend um, the human element as we move forward in this Obama land, and where the dollar is about to collapse, and there's been major news as to the fact that a lot of people do not want to buy our T-bills. We've already heard months ago that China wants to use their own another currency or their own currency to buy oil, and it becomes the something about the haves and the haves not. I think many of the haves think they have it and they don't. Um, and the fact that only 40% of the people in the United States really don't pay any income tax is indicative of something. I'm not complaining that 40% don't pay federal income tax, according to what I've been reading. But the fact that is, like in Germany, when you look at their graphs, everybody's paying. Virtually maybe 5% are not paying. So you got to wonder about the health, wellness of a society when only 60% of the population are deemed capable of paying federal income taxes. And to me, that's very, very interesting. And yet the people, a lot of the people, I should say, who don't pay any income tax, federal income tax, they don't think that the other 60% is paying enough. Which, to me, is a very interesting situation in itself. So, I guess the question today is that a lot of people have bought gold, some a long time ago when the price was low, some recently in anticipation of a total collapse of our economic system. And the question is, should the government be able to take that gold back and not let these people who had the foresight to buy the gold as a hedge for their family at expense, getting no interest on it, should they be allowed to keep their gold and get their reward if and when everything goes to hell? When the price spikes up to $2,000-3,000 an ounce, when essentially the dollar is worthless. And I imagine there's a bunch of you say, no, they should be able to profiteer. That's profiteering. They're making money at the expense of everybody else. So I'm really curious to get some feedback from the people who feel that you should be able to hold gold and hold it until you deem it a good time to sell it, mostly probably in the time of a crisis, or the people who don't have gold, who feel that you're fat capitalist pigs and you shouldn't have the gold, and that it should be spread amongst the people, and that you should not be allowed to, quote, survive whatever impending disaster takes place. And it's entirely possible that there could be a big disaster, a big economic meltdown. Now, there was a time before the first bailouts that this thing could have possibly, and I mean possibly, settled with minimal collateral damage. But that time has far passed. We've taken more pain relievers and let the thing build up like a big pimple ready to pop. And when it goes, it's going to be like it's going to create a tsunami. Now that we're talking tsunamis, so look at Japan right now. And you look at the fact that nuclear energy now is really suspect, that the damn reactors can't hold up to a seismic shock. Obviously they wouldn't hold up to a nuclear attack either. And so probably this is going to make coal and oil more valuable now than ever before, because this is going to curtail the use of nuclear energy in the United States. It's going to set it back probably quite a while. But anyhow, getting back to the gold thing, I'd like to know if you think people should be able to hold gold, or they should have to turn it back to Obama at some price. And maybe it's even lower than the market price today. Roosevelt did it, I believe. He basically called the gold, a Democrat. And so it's been done. It's been done before. Some people say that calling gold would precipitate a humongous lack of confidence in the U.S. dollar and make whatever's going to happen even faster. But really, the people who really have the money and print the money really don't give a damn anyhow. They bought up all the land, they own everything, they're slaves to them. They bought out our congressmen, they bought out our senators to get whatever legislation they want, and that includes the health insurance. You may think that, well, these fat cat Republicans are against mandatory health insurance, but the people in power and the bankers and everybody else realizes that right now the average person has nothing, and when they take more away from them, they'll have nothing, which means they'll have to go to credit card debt, which is what, 15, 16, 20, 30%, 40%, whatever it is, and then you miss a payment and whatever. So they want you, the establishment wants you to be on your knees crawling around and in debt. The more debt, the better. Be a good American by being more in debt. What did George Bush tell you to do? Buy, buy, buy. And it wasn't even buy American, buy crap from China. So anyhow, that's it. Should people be able to fend for themselves and hold gold for a time of need, a disaster, or should they have to turn it over to the government at some nominal expense so they don't profiteer, as some of you 40% who don't pay federal income tax might consider? I'm very, very, very curious as to see where the sentiment lies here. Okay, take care.